Hi folks, it's Cane Day, back with another video. Today's video was really close to me for a number of reasons. We talk about some real life stuff, and in the process, as always, give you a face. So if you are either interested in finding out how I got this look, or talking about or hearing me talk about depression and coping and, you know, just pushing through when the magic isn't enough, then keep watching. If you like the video, please like it. I definitely want to hear your thoughts, so definitely send me a comment about your thoughts and share it if you think that the video was helpful to you or could be helpful to someone that you know and or love. As always, thank y'all for joining me, and without further ado, here we go. Or maybe here we go. I don't know what transition I'm going to use. So there are a few things I'm not even sure of. I'm not sure if this video is in focus. My vision is really messed up right now, and my camera's acting up too. So between the two of those, I have no idea if this video will be focused in good enough quality for me to even put up. So there's that point. And then there's the part where I should be looking here, maybe. And then there's the part where I don't even know if I'm going to be comfortable with the content of the video going up. You saw the title, pretty vulnerable space, and while I do try to be as vulnerable as possible in these spaces, for the sake of encouraging that, you know, we still have our limits, we have our moments, and this is a moment. So I don't know if it'll make it, but if you're watching this, then it made it, so yay. At any rate, a lot of y'all know me. Well, y'all don't know me, I ain't famous like that, but those of you who do know me, who do know of me, who know me personally, or who've just heard, you know, any number of my stories or read any of my work, you know that, you know, depression is part of my life, in the way that it is part of many people's lives. It's, you know, and other people have likened it to addiction. It's the sort of thing that you live with day to day. You know, you have good days, you have bad days. Sometimes you're able to know that it's coming and take steps to ward it off, and sometimes you just, it hits you. This one, I think it hit me in a different kind of way, and I think it hit me because I wasn't articulating what I was feeling. I think I was attributing what I was feeling to just a lot of the stressful things that are going on in the world, which, you know, in and of themselves are quite stressful, but I think it was, you know, all of those things culminating or coming together to what just ultimately became me being in an emotional space that, quite frankly, is difficult to come out of. And so, you know, one of the things that I've tried to do in my, in a healthier mindset is to, you know, name how I'm feeling, and I think naming how I was feeling as stressed, and not naming it as depression, because I just simply didn't recognize it as such, certainly impacted why I felt like, you know, today I was just like, okay, this is depression. Interestingly enough, I was cleaning and moving around and doing it, and I think that's why it's also been masked. I've been doing some things around the house. I've been trying to get my library together. I've been trying to get my office space together, and so I think I've been a little distracted, 'cause typically depression for me doesn't look like moving around. It doesn't look like getting things done, right? It looks like trying to push myself to do those things, and so doing them, you know, I think kind of just had me a little bit distracted in a sense, so that I didn't recognize it. And I mean, really the point of this video, I think, is just to say this shit is real. Like, it's real. It's not you. It's not me. It's not all in your head. It's not just you. It's real. It's real. And we find ways to cope, and we find ways to deal. And sometimes those ways are healthy. And those ways look like exercise and therapy and, great networks and friends. And sometimes those ways are just ways, right? They are, just kind of pushing through and trudging along. I'll figure out how to say that word in a second. That's what it looks like. And quite frankly, sometimes it looks like, some behaviors that could very well be harmful. For me, that sometimes includes stress eating. And I guess that's also, what I should have been paying attention to. The fact that I've been stress eating like nobody's business. And I've just been telling myself that I simply have no discipline and no self-control. When the reality is that I'm eating in response to how I feel. And so, if how I feel isn't going away, then it's not a matter of discipline and self-control. It's a matter of the underlying reason for me eating the way that I eat, or have been eating, that hasn't gone away, right? And so, in full transparency, I'll tell you what stress eating looks like for me. It looks like ice cream. It looks like cookies. It looks like potato chips. It looks like, I guess those are really the main things. Oh, and s'mores. And, it's not a matter of like me gaining weight and it being harmful. It's a matter of, it's not good for me to keep on, eating those things at the rate that I am eating those things. All things in moderation, of course. But I've just been, it's every day, right? Every day. There was a lot that has happened in the last week, I think, that just further exacerbated some things, hell, not the last week, just the last everything, really. Like, it's not even about the last week. It's not about the last year. It's not about the current administration. It's not about the last administration, right? This is something that exists for people independent of those things. And absolutely those things can exacerbate it, like I said. But, it's something that exists independently of those things. And it's something that exists whether, you're wondering whether the Supreme Court is going to look like a body that hates your body and, works to set precedent that will, impact bodies that look like yours for some time to come. So, it's not the sort of thing. I say that to say, right, it's not, I'm not depressed. I don't suffer from depression because of current events, but current events can certainly exacerbate things. That's what I'm trying to say in all of those 11 words that I just used to say. So yeah, it's been a time. And I got to figure out what right now looks like for me. What coping looks like for me. What coping looks like in a healthier way. I am blessed. I am lucky in that I have an amazing network of friends. And still, both I and they recognize that, having that network doesn't fix what's going on. But it certainly makes all the difference in coping and managing. So I will say that. And so I'm grateful, extremely grateful to have that network, certainly. So, it's just a matter of right now, this time and pushing through. Today I'm going to get out and I'm gonna do something that I always enjoy doing. just really quiet, peaceful. I'm gonna go to the Museum of African Art, which I love. It is one of my favorite museums here in the DMV. Which one of these has something in it? That one. I should really throw these away, but like there's still something in these tubes, and I gotta figure out how to get all of my products out of these tubes. Too Faced doesn't make it so that they easily twist off, but I gotta figure out how, because I pay money for it. So yeah, I'm gonna go out to the museum. I am going to I'm gonna go get me some food at a place that I like, all by my lonesome, by choice. I just you know, I wanna just be by myself, and you know, I don't know what else I'll do. I'll take me a book. Trying to figure out what it is I want to read. I haven't ordered anything new, so I need to grab something off my shelf, and I'm sure I have something on my shelf that I haven't read yet, or something that I would love to read again. I wish I did have a new book, because right now I would love to have some Afrofuturism to read, but I haven't placed any new orders, and even if Amazon did same day, I wouldn't get it until 9 o'clock tonight. So there we are with that. You know, I don't know, gosh, I know I'm filming, and I think I'm filming for a few reasons, but here we are. Yeah, this video might not make it to public light, but maybe it should, just for that very reason, right? Because this is what it looks like, right? Depression looks like an inability to articulate how you're feeling, an inability to articulate why you're feeling that way, you know, knowing that you are in a particular space and knowing that you can't get out of it. Like, you can't just choose to get out of it, right? That's what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It looks like the same person that y'all see, you know, with cute clothes, cute hair, nice body, you know, nice setup. Looks like that. Looks like this. I think more and more we're getting better about not putting faces to depression, and I think that's helpful. And I think for me it's really helpful that to make sure that people know there's no face, right? I'm gonna go to the museum, and I'm going to try to enjoy myself, and I'm gonna do it in a full face of makeup and, you know, whatever outfit I think is cute, but it's not gonna change what's happening internally. It's not gonna change this process that is going on, and that's okay, you know, because I don't expect that to do that. I just know that I need to move, right? I need to move. I know I need to move. And maybe sometimes you feel like you need to move. And that's okay. Whew, okay. I'm pretty sure that's like maybe the second time I cried on camera, and it is what it is. So yeah, I do little things like drink my Perrier in a nice glass just because it makes me feel a little bit better. It makes, you know, I do little things, right? Like I have a set of china that I like, and that just, you know, that, so I'll eat off of that when I'm feeling a particular way. Lots of different things that I try to employ to help. It looks like quiet a lot. Looks like a lot of in your head moments. It looks like a lot of, you know, isolating yourself sometimes. Or it could look the opposite of isolating yourself. It could look like absolutely not wanting to be alone at all, you know. And so that's the thing. That's why it's really important that we don't put a face. We don't put a particular set of symptoms. We don't, you know, we don't have this box of what it looks like, because then we miss, you know, what it is for so many people, right? Yeah. So, you know, I am thankfully off work for a few days. So I think that'll be helpful with me just continuing to get some things done around the house, with me having some time to just read and write, you know. I think that's going to be helpful. I really need to write. And that's the thing, right? There's a cycle whereby, like, I know that writing makes me feel better, but then there's the part where it's like, I just don't feel up to writing. So there's like this catch-22, like, you know, you need one for the other and you need one for the other. So how do you do it? In my case, what I'm going to try to do is, one, is I'm going to go to the museum, feeding myself art. Feeding myself art always helps me with producing my own art. One of the things, you know, even the act of me putting on a face right now, that's very much part of me, and one of the tools that I use to help combat spiraling too deep. Because it's the sort of thing where it's like, you know you're spiraling. You know you're gonna spiral. What you're trying to do is to just minimize the spiral, right? Like, you're just trying not to get all the way to the bottom, right? That's it. Like, you know what's happening. It's like if you fall, right, and you try to catch yourself. Like, you know you're still gonna hit the ground. You're just trying to do it as softly as you can. Right? You just want to do it as softly as you can. That makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense that you would want to fall softly. So that's just what I'm trying to do, right? Putting on a face so I can fall softer. I am going to go to the museum in hopes of, you know, softening the fall. I'm gonna put on some cute clothes so that when I land, maybe it doesn't hurt so much. So, you know, I know that we all have different tools. I am a strong proponent of therapy. Absolutely. I think that therapy is an amazing tool. Therapy has been an amazing tool for me. I am also a strong proponent of, you know, medication, if medication is helpful to you, right? I think that we should not, you know, discard things that could be helpful to our health. It's just like, you know, if I got a headache and I take some Tylenol, nobody's going to say, oh my goodness, you're taking Tylenol. Why would you take Tylenol, right? They're going to say, oh, that makes sense. You have this headache. Tylenol will fix your headache, so take the Tylenol. But we don't do that with people and medications from now, what that means, right? Like, no, it means that I have this issue. There is something that could be beneficial, right? It makes sense that I give it a try, right? My personal journey does not include medication. And I only say that to say that if it did, I would tell you that. I would be open about that. My first major bout of depression was when my twin brother was killed when I was 17. And you know, I had certainly traumatic instances and things that happened to me before that just, you know, that was the spiral there. And so for me, you know, managing has always been a matter of circumstances, waiting it out, moving, recognizing, you know, naming, processing. But certainly if none of those things was effective, you know, then I would not be ashamed of giving medication a try if I needed it. You know, it's one of these, you know, it's the sort of thing where you know that your life is not going to always be here, right? Like, you know that sometimes it's going to be here. You're just kind of praying that it's a more gradual, because when it's whew, you feel that, you know. I mean, you feel it either way, but yeah, you feel it. So yeah, you know, it's life for a lot of us. It's life for many of us. And the ways that I know that it's, you know, disproportionately life for some of us, right? The circumstances, the trauma, and the things that create an environment for it, right? For some of us, those things are just multiplied in a way that doesn't exist for other people, right? I don't know how I'm going to feel, you know, later. But, you know, if God and the ancestors are looking out for me, then I will feel something in an hour. I will feel something tomorrow, you know. I think for me also, right, that's also, feeling is a really healthy part for me. I used to process every emotion was anger for me. Like, that was it. If something happened, I was angry, you know. And then I had to learn that, like, you know, no, this is anger, this is disappointment, this is sadness, this is, you know, frustration, this is, you know, and really naming these different things for what they were. And that was really helpful with processing and knowing how I was really feeling. So I think that was a really helpful tool, something for me to learn. Okay. So, finished look, right? So when people wonder what depression looks like, sometimes it looks like a full face of high-end makeup. Sometimes that face is smiling, smizing, smirking. And sometimes that face is not smiling, it's not smirking, it's not smizing. Either way, people have been talking about, like, what do you do? You know, reach out to your strong friends, reach out to all your friends. That's what friendship is, and that's what I love and cherish about my relationships. My people are going to check in on me. My people are going to check in on me. Trust that before y'all know that I'm having a bout of depression, they know, and they're doing what they can to help me push through, right? Without trying to fix it for me or give me all these suggestions and telling me what I need to do, right? Because they know they can't fix it. So yeah, I'm gonna finish putting on my clothes, and y'all have probably already seen the finished look if I recorded an intro. If not, here you go. I'm gonna pop on some earrings, pop on some clothes, and I'm gonna check out DC. Y'all know that, like, my inbox is always open. I know that I sometimes put out videos that, you know, talk about things that impact people. And, you know, I'm never putting anything out there that I'm not willing to talk about with you, that I'm not willing to help you process. So, you know, if you got questions about just the video, questions about how I cope, questions about anything, if you just want to vent or you just need somebody to talk to, like, my inbox is always open. So thank y'all for watching, and as always, I hope that you have a positive, peaceful, and productive day.